Principal tour. Part 1. First travel. The first part of the tour is 6 tones that are played, a total of 6 different strings treated sequentially. The first string is first depressed, and finally, the 6th string is depressed. The names of tones in this first travel are mi, le, mi, do, fa, ti. In this first part is stepped sequentially all strings of the guitar: string 1, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 6th strings. Thus ends the first travel. Part 1 that outlines a zigzag in the center of the width of the fretboard between all 6 strings together. The 6 latest fretting frets of the fretboard. It starts stepping from the first string and at fret 12 at home, finishing up to the 6th string, at the 7th fret as the end of the tour, latest fret of the rope, making thus the first stroke of the tour by rope, fret by fret. On this tour are traces diagonal across the width of the fretboard along the second half of the fingerboard, from fret 12 to 7 frets, diagonal that is cut between with a zigzag in the center. Trace it to placing from this way the diagonal on 2 small diagonal means towards the ends of the width in the second half of the fingerboard. It starts on the first string at fret 12. Later we fret once and is depressed the second row at the 10th fret. Now we move us only a fret down and depress the 3rd row. At the fret 9 being the 3rd fret, which is depressed. When we got on the 10th fret again, and it's where we began the zigzag in the middle of drawn diagonal avenue, the second half of the fingerboard. Zigzag that is drawn between strings 3rd and 4th frets, about 9 and 10. In this way, the 4th strings up to fret 10 now being the 4th fret with each pressed by each pressed. Later we now continue to jump over the fret 9 for down the fretboard and into pressed row 5th in the fret 8. Penultimate 5th fret, which is depressed. Finally, he continues to move when 3 on 1 fret below the fingerboard and is depressed the row 6 fret 7 string and fret final. In this way we draw diagonal with the zigzag in the center in all 6 strings of the guitar. Second course, part 2. The second part, the tour is 4 tones that are played, a total of 3 different rows treated. The 6th string is first depressed, and finally the 5th depressed row. Tones in this second tour names are ti, re, la, fa, treble thread, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 5th, that last 3 string guitars. Repeating once the 5th string guitar, and thus is completed the second course. Part 2 that traces the geometric figure as perforating with a smaller fret in its second half. It starts stepping from the 6th string at the fret 7 as home, finishing up to the row 5th again in the 8th fret as the end of the treble last reed row, thus marking the second stroke of the tour. This route is traced a diamond, which are two side triangles joined at their bases as a geometrical figure called line rhombus. Rhombus of side with its two side triangles joined at their bases. On the tour, the last three strings of guitar, strings 6th, 5th, 4th, and 5th, only treat sequentially again. Turning to step on the 6th string at the 7th fret to close the rhombus. Circuit only between for unique same frets of the guitar, the fret 5, 6, 7, and 8 fret, with a first half of the rhombus. Half of the first triangle's side traced a fret is larger than the second triangle of track side, with equal amplitude in the center of the diamond, the basis of both united side triangles. In treble, techniques of tapping on the roots is sequential. The last three strings of the guitar, the string 6th, 5th, 4th, and 5th, step again, and stepping back to on the 6th string at the initial fret on this second tour closes the rhombus. It starts on the 6th string at the 7th fret. The fret joins 6 for down, the forward, the fretboard, and row 5th. In the 5th fret is pressed. It subsequently joins 6 above the fingerboard fret and is depressed the string 4th. Fret 7 again, being the 3rd fret is depressed in and making that is the first triangle side, and finally moves a fret above on the 5th string, depressed now at the fret 8, being the 4th and final letter fret which is depressed. Thus closes the geometrical figure returning to step on the fret 7, string 6th in each closet. Performing circuit at this layout can be repeated a cycle. Circuit as a trial. Part 2 training. Starting from the last row thread on the first tour, ending in the penultimate thread part 1 row and closing the geometrical figure drawn on same treble in each fret and string. Part 3, third tour. This is the third main route. Part 3. A journey that is made up of the other two sub-tours, known as internal routes. The first called over interior, and the second course of this third main tour called inner journey. In the third main tour and first domestic travel. Fourth tour, part 3-1, travel over interior. 6 tones are that are played. Step 4, first strings of the guitar, first of the 4th string, and finally on the 3rd row. In these first 2 tours is the present. In the second domestic travel, 5th tour, part 3.2, are only 4 tones that are played. The first 3 strings of the guitar, instead on first, 3rd row, and finally the 2nd row is the present tones. In this 3rd tour main names are Le, Do, Fa, Ti, So, Mi. Travel in the 4th, 3rd, second, first, second, and third strings on the guitar are sequentially treats, repeating once second and third strings of the guitar. Thus ends the third main root, part 3, that traces a geometric figure like equilateral. It starts stepping from the row 4th at the fret 7 as home and ends to the 3rd string and at fret 9 as the end of the tour. Laced trace the rope trace in this way, part 3, third tour main. And this third main is plotted like an equilateral rhombus, equilateral rhombus. Figure 2, tour part 3. In this third main tour, and its first internal travel only treads unequal. In a similar way, the first 4 strings of the guitar, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, repeating the second row again. The 3rd string is depressed at the initial fret 7 again, returning to tread on the 4th string to close the geometric figure. In this way, moving and becoming a circuit only between 5 unique and same frets of the guitar. The fret 5, 6, 7, 8, and the fret 9. This tour is performed sequentially from the 3rd string tread in part 2. Second course that ends with one of the last 3 that sits under the same string that starts. This third main tour displays 2 frets up, 3rd row making tone Mi at the fret 9, turning to step on the rope in 4th with which the root begins to close the geometric figure. Start the cycle again, and becoming in this way a circuit to test, training, and reverse in this third main part of the requinto of major natural tone of the fretboard of the guitar, on the fretboard of the guitar. See you next class tomorrow. Thanks.